everybody, thanks for joining me today on my channel. My name is Chris with Kristen's Crafts, and today I am going to bring you the second process video for the June Build-A-Page series. I had great intentions of getting it up, but like I had warned, work has been a challenge, and to say the least, and even today was. And then I was going to make process videos over the weekend and skip my Vicki Boutin class for you, and we lost power. So it's like, even when I had time, the forces are against me. So anyways, enough whining. The next kit that I have, we had picked out the honey jar paper, the yellow gingham, the bees, and then a solid yellow paper. And then I had left over the florals and this black gingham from the previous layout. And on the back side is blue and then the tighter floral. So as I'm looking at these, I do know that I want to do my layout using the decorations because of the honey jars. So as you can see, we did have the bee theme. So here is 2 photos. I'm just going to go ahead and cut these apart. And it's just showing what our table decorations kind of looked like, and the gift table. So on each of the tables, I had taken a flower pot just from the Dollar Tree, had wrapped twine around them to make it look like a beehive, and then I put little bead charms on there, and then we had table runners with bees, and then little honey jars as a favor. And then here on the gift table, we had our game was these mason jars that were filled with honey candy, and they had to guess how many was in there. And then we had our little bee gnome and things like that, and like little Winnie the Pooh things, and our bee lights. And then here's a bigger table of the, or a bigger picture of the whole table. So I thought this would be perfect for with the honey. But as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking instead of using the yellow gingham, I might use the black gingham, just because I'm thinking that's going to pop off the page a little bit more, especially if I kind of spread it out like this, so it has a wider, so it's a little bit wider format going around. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue those down while I'm thinking of it. And I just want it so that the edge of the picture is falling, so it's got the black check going around the outside of it. And then I'll line up these so it kind of does the same thing. I might give it a little bit of a gap. Actually, I can even bring them together. They're fine if they're together. I didn't even need to cut them apart. And by moving it down just a little bit, that's just going to make it stand up against whatever background we decide to do. And I am trying to keep these simple. I don't need a lot of frilly. We just want it to have the details, so when they go into their book, they can see what the shower looked like. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move this over just a little so it has a little bit more even on each side. There we go. And just nudge this over just a tad, and then we'll trim it. All right. And like I said, I'm just going to trim it along this black edge. So go ahead and trim that off. And that uses up one of my scraps. Now, somebody had asked me how small I actually keep my scraps. I haven't had a chance to reply back. Something like this, I'm not going to keep. When I am working kits, I will tend to keep things together, only because I can move it forward and try and use it while it's on my desk. But once it goes into my scrap bin, it really needs to be a decent sized piece of paper that I can make something out of it, whether it's like a 3x4 kind of size where I could do a card or something like that. All right, so I really like these little bumblebees, and I like this with the check on there. And then what I think I'm gonna do is do like a 4-inch band of the honey jars. And then this, again, will kind of move over. And we'll put that on there. And it still needs, I think, some separation. So what I think I'm going to do is cut, I'm not going to use these, I don't think. But what I'm going to do is cut 2 1-inch strips. Of the yellow. And this is just going to make it a small border that will kind of define those, break up those pieces of paper from the background. So let's go ahead and put this to the side. And I'm just going to give it like a 1/4 of an inch. And I'll repeat the same on the bottom. All right. So now I have the band going across. Now I can make the decision on like where I want it to go. So I can bring this, you know, and again, keeping the 1/3, 2/3 in mind. So do I want it towards the lower half? If I do that, I'm just going to bring these to here and then maybe create something over here. Or I can go to this side and do something over here. So I tend to usually go the way I read. So I'm liking this. Now I kind of want something that I can use either as a title or journaling. So that would lead me to my 4x4 cutouts. So let's see what we have with those. And again, these papers are just going to move over to the next layout. So I'll have all those to carry forward. And we have embellishments. So let's find where we have, oops, the 3x4 cards. Okay, so here's the 4x4. We could use something like this. So pure honey, premium natural product. That would actually be work. Oh, I can't talk. This would actually work. Queen bee, not really. Savor life sweetness, not bad. Be yourself, I used on the last page, I believe. This is my happy place, really doesn't pertain. Now I do like the notes because I could write about our whole theme and the decorations. So this one I'm going to set to the side with one of those two. Another option is I could use the thank you so much because we are showing off the table and all the gifts, and it was the thank you gifts that we were giving them. And as I look at that, I'm kind of thinking this is making my decision to use that tag along with the notes. And I can write about the fact that these were our hostess gifts. Now here's the, here is Sweet Like Honey. on the back side. I kind of like that, but I think I want the journaling spot. As much as I like the Sweet Like Honey, I think I'm going to go with that journaling spot and the thank you, because then I can write about the fact that we gave those as the gift to everybody for coming to the shower. So let's go ahead and just cut the tag. And as of right now, we still don't have a grandbaby yet. She's due on July 9th, so we're still on the wait. So we at least made it to the shower without going early, which is always a positive. And now I do want to hole punch this, and I'll add some twine to it. And I just have a regular old office hole punch. I think you can get these anywhere, even at like Walmart or somewhere like that, or an office supply store. And then I just have some regular old embroidery or knitting or whatever that is. String. I think it's darning thread or something that you can get at like Michael's. Works perfect for these tags. All right, so we have the thank you. That will go great. Now let's go ahead and cut this 4x4 square. All right. We have that. And now I just got to decide where I want the thank you. If I want to cover it up, the notes, which I have no problem with doing that. And we can tuck it under a little bit because, again, I don't have a ton to say. I just want to write that, you know, what our gift was to everybody. And I think if I put, actually, it's not bad there either. If I put it a little bit higher, you see more of the honey jars. Just trying to come up with my game plan here because I don't want to cover up too much of the honey. I think I like it like that. Okay, we're not going to overthink. We'll do our journaling here and a little bit of a cluster down below. So let's go ahead and glue stuff down, and we can just go ahead and start embellishing. Now another option is I could put it up top. Actually, hang on, we're going to try one other thing. I could put this up here, put this down here. Okay, actually I like that a lot better. It's not crooked. I usually like to connect things, but in some cases it works okay with it being its own cluster. And I think this is one of them where you're kind of, this is giving an L shape, which kind of is framing where I'm going to be doing the journaling. And I don't think that's bad. So we'll put this up here like that. I need to cut my branding strip off. Another thing I don't really keep is like these branding strips. I really don't, unless I'm like working on the page. Sometimes I will keep like something like this that says "Be Happy," because I can use that as a kind of a title. But for the most part, those are things that I've got so much in my stash I don't really need to keep something like that. But when I'm making the layout, you know, again, if I'm making multiple, it's something I might hang on to until I get all done. So we're going to go ahead and glue this down. And I'm just trying to center it kind of in this area, keeping in mind I'm going to have the tag over here, which is going to bring, so now I've got the same amount of space as what I have with that tag. All right, now we can go ahead and look for titles. So we have one that says "The Journey Has Just Begun," or "Beautiful Day." And I think I'm going to go with "Beautiful Day" because I think a picture with her baby bump, well, yeah, let's go right here. A picture with her baby bump I'm going to use for her and Kevin that will say "The journey's just begun," because they are, you know, just starting out the whole parenthood thing. And I have a little bumblebee, and I think I can add him just for the journaling square, and he'll stick out there. So let's see if we can find a little tag maybe. I do have the honey jar, and we have the hive. So I think the hive would look cute coming off of here. And the little honey jar I think will look great down here with the tag. And we can make it "A Beautiful Happy Day." So that pulls in a little more black. And then we have "Thank You So Much," and then honey jar. And then I can journal about the fact that we gave them little honey pots. It's not showing in here, but we had little honey jars with candy in it, and then they got the little bears. All right, so now I want maybe something up here. And I don't see a little tab, so let's see if we have anything in the cut-aparts or the embellishments here. I don't see anything in there. And I don't see any in here. Now they do have a little flag banner, so So let's see if we can pull a flag banner in and then maybe put something on top of it. And it'll probably be the last thing I find. Because isn't that how you go? You go through the whole pile and then, I don't know how many of you have ever taken a Vicki Boutin class. I love her classes and her albums. And the last one she just had was Where to Next. And again, I was so busy I couldn't even do that this weekend. So I'm going to do it on a later time, maybe at like one of my retreats I go to. But when she goes and she gives you the embellishments to put on the pages, I swear it's like I'll go through this whole stack of ephemera and it's usually the last piece I pick up. But I did find these tags. So we have the black, which I think would blend in too much. But we do have the yellow and the floral. I'm wondering if those just blend in too much. It's not bad. And then if I put something on top, I think there was a little yellow sticker. So let me go ahead and glue that down. And it's just covering us. I think it's like their menu on the wall or something. And I don't think we need the menu on there. And let's see. Oh, here we've got this. It says premium quality honey since 1958. So that'd be cute. And then the last thing I think I want to do is put maybe some Nuvo drops on here. So let me go ahead and grab those. And this is just my tray of Stickles and Nuvos. Now I do have gold Stickles. Those wouldn't be bad. Or I have black crystal drops. I think let's try the black crystal drops. Now, I haven't used these in a while, and so I usually recommend if you haven't used something in a little bit that you test it out on something first in case you need to unclog it. You don't want to unclog it on your layout. Yeah, and these are, oh, it's coming through. But I'm going to give it a little help. All right. The other thing I have found with these, the nozzle will pop off, and usually if there's something thick in the nozzle in this section, if you just kind of take it and scoop it out with your pin, this kind of helps it. It's messy, but it does unclog it. It's still like liquidy, it's just thicker because it's been sitting up at the nozzle end. Yeah, let me go ahead and try it again. Yeah, it's still thick. And if I was not lazy, I would just get up and go to my stash. And that's probably what I should do. So let me put you on pause for a second. Let me just go get regular black enamel. Hold on. Okay, I am back. After being stubborn and not wanting to waste product, I went ahead and ran the lid under some hot water, and then I also squeezed out of the main part of the bottle just whatever was at the top of the nozzle, so that anything that was like thick and cluggy was, and that's a technical term, anything that was kind of thicker that wouldn't make it through the nozzle was actually out. Now, one thing that you could do if you didn't want to waste product is you could run it through a stencil for something else. I just went ahead and squeezed it out onto a paper towel, but now it's actually flowing again. So I'm going to go ahead and use this and make my 3 dots. So whatever's towards the bottom of the bottle is still good product. It's just that you have to get the clumps out in order for you to be able to use it. And it just goes to show this stuff, once you buy it, you really don't want to have it just sitting in your stash. You want to try and use it as much as possible. But if you're willing to put a little bit of effort in before you throw it in the bin, you can try and unclog them. And see, you can tell it's flowing great right now, and before it was pretty thick. So I'm just going to spread out these dots here and there. And I think that'll do it. So I have my little bit of enamel dots, I have my honeycomb, and everything is kind of surrounding it. So I'm going to go ahead and let these dry, and I'll take some close-ups for you and get this posted. And then again, work permitting, because this has been, we rolled out new procedures 3 weeks ago, and they are struggling to catch on to the new procedures, and we're finding a lot of mistakes with them. So we've been fielding those questions. And then we have a new computer system application that rolled out today that's got some glitches going with it. So we've just had some issues at work that we've been trying to field and get through, and a lot of people on vacation and so forth. So yeah, it's been fun. And you know, this too shall pass, but in the meantime, my home and fun life, yeah, kind of gets on the back burner. And now if the electric company and the storms would be nice. We had storms go through a Saturday night, and one of the neighbor's trees down the street had the tree fall on the power line. So we were out of power for most of the day Sunday when I was planning on coming in here and playing. So yeah, it happens. Anyway, I want to make sure that you guys got this one up. I will have 3 more for you, hopefully before the end of the week, because 4th of July will be coming up, and that's a busy holiday for my family, and I'll be preparing for that party. Make sure you check out Sheila over on Scotian Scrapbooker on Instagram. She got, I think, all of hers up, and I know that Moira's behind, but I saw one of her process videos. I know that Shannon and Christy were taking a pass on June. Both of them are pretty busy on their home life, and I can't remember if Jen with Kay's mom, if she was able to get anything up. I thought she was going to, but again, I've been too busy. I haven't even been watching any YouTube at all. It's been awful. So anyways, thank you all who have left messages on my page. I have read them very quickly. Love you all. Appreciate the comments and the likes. And I will be getting back to you. Like I said, hopefully this is all going to die down and we'll go back to a normal life very shortly. So you all have a great day, and we will see you again, cross fingers, tomorrow. Bye-bye.